Today I wanted to take a look at some of the most malicious, dubious, diabolical, despicable, monstrous, hold up, let me get some more synonyms, fiendish, stinky, nefarious, sinister villains. Now there's a lot of great villains, but there's also a lot of boring and forgettable villains, like the guy from Captain Marvel. Seriously though, find me one person who knows the name of this guy without looking it up. This is because not all villains are created equally. And that's why today, I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite villains. You can let me know some of yours too in the comments. Every good hero has an even better villain. That's just writing 101. Source? I made it up. Batman has the Joker, Superman has Lex Luthor, The Flash has Ezra Miller, and Spider-Man has his own writers. Sometimes I question if they're even a fan of the character. They're consistently writing stories to make his life worse in every aspect. Like killing his parents, his uncle, his girlfriend, Aunt May, and if he gets a job, you already know he's gonna break his legs after falling down the stairs. Back to some more fictional villains. Wonder Woman has Cheetah. Imagine being a superhero and your arch nemesis is Cheetah. Ah, she's kinda bad though. I'm joking. I made a mistake. Please forgive me. And a YouTuber's villain is controlling the urge to tell the viewers to subscribe. On that note, first off, let's talk about some villain types before getting into individual villains. You have the sympathetic villain, which is when they try to make you understand why the villain got to the point they're at. Which when done right can be very powerful, but this pretty much goes for any type of villain. Like the twist villain, which yet again, when done right, is one of my favorite villains. My favorite genre is murder mystery, which of course, when the grand reveal happens, it can have you going like, wow, I can't believe it was them, or I knew it was them all along because I've been using my master deduction skills all along, and I'm also an empath. But when done poorly for a cheap twist villain without any build-up, you get the sheep from Zootopia, or that dude from Big Hero 6, or that loser boyfriend from Frozen. Basically 9 out of 10 Disney twist villains. And the most classic villain, the pure evil villain. But there can also be more villains, like the mastermind, or a form of corrupt government, or just someone out to make bag. And there's even the villain who doesn't think they're evil, and believes everything they do is for the greater good. Which again, these are all great types of villains. So let's start off with one of the best villains ever. It's a generic pick, but the Joker is one of my favorite villains. There's so many great versions of the Joker. You have the Moody Joker, Goofy Joker, Depression Joker, Lego Joker, Arkham Joker, and the best Joker, Jared Leto. But they can't all be winners. But he's not the worst anymore. Have you seen that new post-credit scene for the Batman? That is the worst Joker. If the main villain for the Batman 2 is the Joker, that movie is gonna suck. I've heard people say it should be Mr. Freeze, but that's a Flash villain. He sprays the ground with ice and then the Flash can't run anymore. I will die on this hill, even though I'm wrong. But why is the Joker such a great character? He stands for everything that Batman doesn't. Batman is order and the Joker is chaos. Batman takes everything seriously, and the Joker can't take anything seriously. Batman is a billionaire and Joker's on the side of the road begging for Robux on Please Donate. And for the people here from my Disney videos, they have a chronicle of great hateable villains over there. Cruella, Animal Abuser, Scar, Usurper and Brother Killer. Gaston gets Belle's father admitted to a psych ward after she rejects him. Long John Silver, super underrated sympathetic villain from an underrated movie. Yzma and Kronk, probably the most funny Disney villains. Hades is also another really great Disney villain, and Prince John is kind of a wimp, but he's enjoyable for that. I just like villains that are enjoyable to watch. I find more often than not, a good villain can steal the entire show, and I'm just watching to see what the villain's next move is. Pixar and DreamWorks also have some great ones too, like Syndrome, Randall, every Shrek and Puss in Boots villain, especially Prince Charming and Daff. Also, a Nestor de la Cruz from Coco I enjoyed a lot. For some more DreamWorks villains, we have every Kung Fu Panda villain. Tai Lung has the coolest prison escape scene in any movie, and Kai's theme has no reason to be that good. And Lord Shen is the most evil villain. He massacres Poe's village and tries to take over all of China, and kills Master Rhino! No, not Master Rhino! And when Poe defeats him after finding inner peace and tells him that his past actions don't need to define him because the only thing that matters is what he chooses to do now, any other reasonable person would have been like, wow, this guy's really giving me a second chance. But not Lord Shen. Because he is a day one hater of Poe. He hated Poe before he was even born. And when he tries to kill Poe while his guard is down, it results in Lord Shen being a hater in death. At least he knew what he wanted. Before my next favorite villain is revealed, I have a little confession. I like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
You need to leave!
Anyways, JoJo has some great villains, but their most infamous is Dio. That's why he's the main character. He's done some mischievous things in the series, like murder. After this, he pretends to be Jonathan's friend for 7 years, just so he can stab him in the back, kill his father, and become a vampire. He must have really liked Twilight. Next up, we have the Flash's villain. His other villain. I used to think that Reverse Flash was a boring character who was just a copy of the Flash, but now I see he has done some devilish acts, like going back in time to kill Barry's mother in order to be entangled in the Flash's origin story forever, impersonating Barry's mentor in that CW show before it went down the hill and crashed and was set on fire and then blew up. That show sucks. So yeah, those are some of my favorite villains. So yeah, subscribe and mew. Keep your jawline sharp by mewing.